Hi guys, so I'm back to share some fabric sampler snippet dangles. I think that's what I've called them. I don't know what to call them, but that's what I'm going to go with. I did show these live in my Etsy. I was making one this morning, but some of you may have missed that because it's Father's Day here in Australia, so you're probably out doing Father's Day thing. I celebrated our Father's Day yesterday. We went to my dad's and we exchanged gifts and everything yesterday. So today I was free to craft. And anyway, I did a live this morning, so you may have been out for Father's Day, and in America it was probably a little late, or other parts of the world. So you may not have seen it. Plus, I don't know why I had really bad internet problems this morning. But anyway, this is just a quick video to show you the finished dangles that I'm putting into my Etsy shop. And the link is down in the comments box below to my Etsy. And they'll be listed already when you see this video. Now, all they are is just little samples of fabric and mesh and lace, coffee dye doily, some vintage buttons. And the idea around these was you clip it somewhere on your desk. Should I give you an example? But then I'll have to move my camera. That's okay. Okay, let me show you. You're going to see my high-tech camera set up now. It's an American Express brochure holder that my phone sits on, held on by some clips. Yes, that is my super high-tech camera setup. Some of you may have seen that 2 years ago. It's still the same. Anyway, so my idea was somewhere on your desk you can just clip this little guy, and as you need little bits of fabric you can just flip through and snip the piece you like. Bits of fabric or lace, or there's bits of mesh in here, and I'll show you all the little fabric pieces in there. And that kind of came about because a few people, I use a lot of fabric in my journals and embellishments. I love sewing fabric to paper, and a few people have said that they don't have a lot of fabric, or they may have fabric but they don't have a variety, you know, like upholstery fabric or velvet or whatever. So I don't know, I just thought I would put together a little mix, and you could sit there and snip it as you need and make little clusters or embellish your journals. If you're someone that writes in your journal every day, you can snip little bits off and, I don't know, make flowers and clusters, or just little pretty embellishments. Page tabs is another thing that I use them for. I don't know, whatever you need a little snippet of fabric for. Anyway, that was my idea. Just have it hanging somewhere around your desk, easily accessible, and just snip a bit off whenever you want. So I'll show you these first. Oh, I did number them. I forgot to put the numbers on. Okay, I'll put the numbers on as I go. I was going to make it just a random selection in my Etsy, but then I thought, no, I'll just let you pick which one you like. Now, all the fabric in them is the same. Of course, you know, pattern placement may be a little different, but all the fabric and lace used in all of them is the same. The only thing that's different is the dangle. There's different buttons, different vintage buttons. Some of the buttons are the same, but a few are different. So I'll just number them, and if you're interested in purchasing one, when you go to Etsy, you can pick one from the drop-down menu. Pick which one you like, or just pick any and get get whichever one shows up. Okay, so this is number 1. I'll just show you all of them first, and then I'll do a flip of yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll show you all of them first, and then I'll do a flip of the fabric. Okay, sorry, I'm going to have to put these little pins on as I go because, of course, I was not prepared as usual. Okay, so this is number 1. They all have a little bell, and a little butterfly charm. Now, my eyesight is very bad. So I had an eye operation a few months ago and my vision is not very good after the operation. I've lost sight in my right eye, most of my sight in my right eye, and my left eye is not too good either. So fine work like putting together jump rings onto chain now is a bit time consuming and difficult, as you can imagine. So yeah, the jump rings may not be closed exactly how you may expect them to be, and I've had to make a few jump rings myself because of the size of some buttons. So I hope they're fine. I hope the buttons don't fall off, but the idea is for you to pull these buttons off and use them anyway, but I think they're all secure. Anyway, so this is number 1, gold button. That's a black fabric covered button. This one's not fabric. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Black, brown, and a little dark green button. So all of them have the large black, the large brown, and the little dark green button. And the other 3 are the different ones. They all have a fabric covered button, and they all have a gold or silver button, and they all have a random button with the little shank on the back. This one's got a shank as well, but it's fabric covered. So that's number 1. I mean, I don't know if anyone is bothered about picking a particular button dangle, but if we can give you a choice, why not, hey? Okay. This is number 2. And some of them have colour. See, I can't even do a pin up. I'm so blind. Oh, goodness. Okay. So number 2. So that's the fabric covered button. And that's the one with the little shank. And that's the metallic one. So that's number 2. I don't know why, but I really, really love making little things like this. Like, I don't know, different little things to use for journals. Okay, so number 3. I'm so sorry, I should have numbered these first before I started filming. Okay, so this is number 3. It's got a silver button. That's the fabric covered one, the green one. And that's the one with the little shank on the back. This one is the one we referred to in the live video as the nipple button. I don't know. We just nicknamed it that, or I did. So that's number 3. I'm going to run out of space, aren't I? Okay. Let me move this aside. This is number 4. I made 8 of them. I was going to make more. I did cut fabric for more, but I don't know. We'll see how we go with 8. I can always make some more. This is number 4. This one has a white button. I don't know if you can see, but it's got lines on there. And excuse my dirty nails. I've been poking about in rusty metal bits today. I'm organising my craft room. And that's the middle button. This one's really pretty. I love this button. That's my favourite. This is the fabric covered one. It's a maroon. Don't know if you can tell on camera. Looks black, does it? It's a maroon. That's number 4. Number 5. So number 5, the fabric covered button is black. That's the other one that's different. This is a, I don't know if you can see, kind of white pearlish button, and another one of those silver buttons. Number 6. Gee, you don't see a video from me in like weeks, and then I do 2 in one day, hey? I just thought I better get these into my Etsy shop, or they're going to sit there forever, and my little shop's a bit empty at the moment. Okay, that's number 6. I just love them. I think they're so pretty. It's got that little button. This is the fabric covered one. It's dark blue, and that's a gold button. Most of these vintage metallic buttons were from my grandmother. Plus, I pick them up whenever I see them at op shops and off old clothing and stuff like that. I really love the old buttons. Okay, this is number 7. So it's got one of those, another one of those silver buttons. And that's the fabric covered button. It's kind of a creamy colour. 7 and number 8. Every time I say I'm going to be prepared, I never am I? Okay, maybe next time. Okay, number 8. The fabric cover button, it's a really pale purple. Like really pale lavender or violet, I don't know. A white kind of flowery button. And that's the metallic one. Okay, and that's number 8. So these will be in my little Etsy shop when you see this video. Oh, I should show you the fabric in them, shouldn't I? That might be a good idea. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I'll just show you. So what they're made up of, it's all little fabric samples, lace, coffee dyed doily. This metal piece is a curtain ring. I think it's a curtain ring. I don't know. I had a box of these in my craft room for some unknown reason. And I thought, what can I do with them? And that's how these came about. Then I've got a little swivel, which is just a link in a chain off, I don't know if this is a dog lead or what it is. I have no idea where this came from either. I have a lot of metal stuff and things like that in my craft room because I used to do assemblages, so and mixed media work. So I've still got a lot of that sort of stuff. Anyway, so the swivel is a link off that chain, and then a lobster clasp. And I still didn't bring one in. I said it in my live video this morning. I had these little tool things that my sister had given me. They were like little tool things that go on a key ring. So I just took the clasps off those. Okay, so the fabric in them. So I'm really happy to say these are like completely recycled. Yes, everything. There's nothing new that's been purchased for these. It's all found, reused, rescued, upcycled, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm going to go from the back. So this is like the back of the little book. So you'll see that. I've got threads everywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is red. It looks a lot brighter red on camera than in real life. It's quite a dark red in real life. I don't know if it's leather, but this I rescued off an old lounge in a curbside cleanup, or a couch or sofa, you might call them. We call them lounges here where I live. It's the back panel of the couch that goes against the wall. So that piece of fabric is always like new because it's been against a wall and nobody sits on that piece. So it's always new and nice. So whenever I see old lounges in curbside cleanups, in Australia, they go to landfill, unfortunately. So I always try and rescue a piece of fabric off the back. Okay, so there's a piece of leather or leatherette, I don't know. It kind of looks like leather, but I'm not sure. This is also a dark red, like a Santa Claus red. Reds don't show up on camera very well. This is velvet, and it's got raised little circles. Oh gosh, velvet picks up fluff like nothing else. Okay, this is black velvet. And also some grey. I love this grey velvet. I don't like the feel of velvet though. So this is, like a dark steel grey. Really beautiful. Now these are all rough cut as well. So I didn't sit there with a quilter's ruler and measure these or anything to cut them. I've deliberately just rough cut them so that they're uneven, so they look a bit, I don't know, shaggy or shabby or something when they dangle. I just didn't want them all to be perfectly the same size. I think they look a lot nicer if they're not. I don't know what this fabric is. It's some sort of synthetic with raised, I don't know if it's called flocking, but it kind of has that velvety feel, and it's raised, if you know what I mean. So I've tried to pick fabrics that are very different to what you would normally have. So not, pretty little flowery linens that you may already have, or t-shirty material or anything like that. Just some different types of material that you can do some different things with, if you know what I mean. Houndstooth, I think someone said. This is a dark maroon. It's kind of woolly. I love that fabric. This is upholstery fabric. This is a fabric, I love this fabric. This is the fabric I lined my mushroom journals with. If you didn't see those, I'll put a link to those down below. Some upholstery fabric. Can't remember if this was an old sofa cushion or big old pillowcase, an old, big lounge cushion cover, if you know what I mean. But it's that tapestry type of material. So this piece, some has a lot of the maroon colour because it's had a great big flower on it. So just every piece is kind of different. That's the piece of fabric that differs the most. See this one? Oh no, that one looks kind of similar. Some have more floral patterns than others. But I don't want to flip through every single book to show you. For the most part, they're all pretty much identical other than this piece. I always forget the name of this. This is cotton, but I always forget the name of the pattern. Someone just said it in the live this morning. Isn't this was a blouse. Can you believe that? Imagine wearing a blouse with all this material. I was saying in the live this morning, I often look for at op shops ugly clothing, because when you cut the fabric down, you know, it's really pretty as a small piece, but I think as a whole dress or blouse, it wouldn't be too nice. This is some synthetic. This was actually just a actual piece of fabric, a fat quarter I had, so I'm not sure what it would have been used for. Some floral. This is really thick as well. This was a granny dress. Some cotton floral. It's got little teeny tiny flowers. It's a really pretty colour, this one. It doesn't show up on camera. Blue daisies. Yellow daisies. And pink daisies. So these are all the same fabric in different colours. I think this was a tablecloth or curtain or something, but it's got that little eyelet, you know, like that eyelet trim and little flowers. It's a really pale pink. Wedding dress material. This is also from Wedding Dress. You may not see it, but it's really, really shiny. Yeah, it doesn't really show up on camera very well, but it's really shiny. It's wedding dress lace as well. This is some white cream fabric. And this is good for stamping, so I do stamp on this one. I coffee dyed a bunch of this fabric and stamped on it as well. Some curtain lace with little flowers. I don't know, is this polyester or nylon or something? I don't know my fabrics. But it's a tan colour. And it's really sheer. This is some gold fabric. Really pretty. Don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah. This reminds me of wallpaper, this fabric. Okay. This is coffee dyed curtain. You probably can't see the coffee dye on it, but you can in real life. So it was some coffee dyed curtain lace. I think this was off a cushion or something like that, or tablecloth, I can't remember. I chop up mostly old linens and clothing and stuff like that. But I do have a lot of vintage fabrics as well from my grandmother, a few of which are in here. This was a great big old pillowcase. Now this one is one that's also different depending on the placement. So this one you'll see that in the center, whereas another one you may see you know, this one has little flowers. So it just depends you know, where the fabric was cut. So this one you see the fabrics, the little flowers have been cut. Actually, I think that's why I didn't use that one. I think all the samples in the little books have the little flowers like the one I just showed you. I don't know what this is. It's some sort of cotton knit fabric. It's a bit stretchy. Some of this is like a plastic rubbery, and someone told me they think it's lining that goes under carpet. I've got a huge piece of this. It's really good for mixed media and, like, you know, backgrounds, and it feels really nice. And this is why I wanted to put all, you know, different stuff that you may not have or find. This is from, you know, I like to cut up big tablecloths and stuff for doilies. So it's some of the crocheted trim around the edges. Now this, someone told me, once was butcher's netting. I have a whole roll of this. Okay, so it's tubular. So you'll find that it's in the book, just like that. So you can open it up, it's double. It's cotton. There's a little bit of stretch to it. Feels quite old. And this beautiful, this was cut off a big ugly old granny dress. It looks really ugly in its entirety, but cut down, look how gorgeous it is. I love, you can see it's very textured. Looks so nice. And on the back it's just got this gold fabric. It's kind of got a quilty sewn on the back. So my idea was use it for, you know, making clusters, embellishments, little flowery things, whatever, as you embellish your journals. Okay, so there's a coffee dyed doily. This was off a big tablecloth that I cut up all the doilies, cut them off into separate doilies and coffee dyed them. I love it. Look how yum that looks. And then each one has some purple lace, pink lace. Sorry, it's not pink, it's peach. Some yellow. That's a vintage lace. Some red. Green. It's a very pale pink. White. And some of this. This is stretchy. I'm not sure what it's called, but it looks nice. Okay, so they're my little fabric sampler dangles, or whatever I called them. I can't remember. I hope you like them. They're available in my Etsy. Also, what was I going to say? I forgot. Yeah, you can pick the number from the drop down menu, and if you've got any questions, yeah, just leave me a comment or message me through my Etsy. I have Etsy on my phone, so my phone's always with me, so I will get back to you quickly. If you message me on Facebook, not so quick, because I don't have Facebook on my phone. It's only on my laptop, and I rarely get onto it, to be honest. Okay, well, that's it. And thanks for watching, and I'll put the link to the live stream down below. It's still processing, even though I uploaded it this morning. So I'm not sure that you can, I don't think I have a link yet, but when it's available, I'll put it down below. And this is just an example of a fabric sample book, I suppose. I like making different little fabric sample books. There was another one I made some time ago, a blue fabric sample book with a patchwork cover. So all the pages were just fabric. And I'm thinking about possibly doing some more of those, but only if there's some interest in them. I don't want to make a whole bunch just so that they sit there, because they're a bit time consuming. But I'll put the link to that one down below as well, because I really love how that one turned out. And have a look at it. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm babbling. I better go. Thanks for watching. Bye.